the shaman swims where the schizophrenic drowns. It's a statement that's very dear to my heart because I choose to believe that schizophrenia, it can be a gift to some people. The problem is you're susceptible to delusion when your mind starts to go into those kind of realms. But I do believe that it can be managed in a way where you don't become delusional. And I believe somebody like a shaman has achieved that. See, in our modern day society, we're put in institutions and fed medication to suppress the problem. But that doesn't exactly fix the problem. I believe that the problem can actually be fixed. I often ask myself the question, why am I schizophrenic? Why did I have these delusions? Because I believe that everything happens for a reason. So it must be part of the grand plan. Perhaps it's a punishment for something I've done. Or perhaps it's just because of my past psychedelics use. Or past use of psychedelics. Probably opened a few doors in my head that I couldn't manage very well. Anyway, you live and you learn. See, if there is a God, and it isn't us just playing a trick on ourselves, I think that he or she, or that's another good point actually. Why isn't there often a feminine, like in a lot of religions there doesn't seem to be, it seems to be masculine, the God figure. Not in all religions, but Christianity and Islam, it's all about Allah and Yahweh. But it really begs the question to me is, where's the goddess of feminine energy? Does it come from the male? I know that the male makes the seed. The seed must be the egg must be fertilized by the seed, and everything's symbolic. So it doesn't make any sense to me that there would only be a male god. There's got to be a female one, right? As well. Either that or God. If he is just an entity, it's like a slug or something like that. As both, or a flower. He's both genders simultaneously. Makes more sense to me that way. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, if there is a God, I believe that he would want you to be the best version of yourself. Not, because a lot of people say, oh, you ought to be like Jesus. But in the Bible, there's people like David who killed many people. And it's supposed to, it says, thou shalt not kill. But he was killing under the wrath of God by God's command. So why does he get a free pass? I don't quite understand. It seems like there's a lot of hypocrisy in religion and contradictions. Because let's suppose all of the stuff in the Bible is true and it all happened. That David is supposed to be the best version of him. He's not supposed to be like Jesus because the situations that David faced demanded a different form of character. So when people try and be like Jesus, I understand that Jesus is a good role model to have, but sometimes perhaps turning the other cheek is the wrong way to proceed in a situation. Perhaps you need to be violent and ruthless in certain scenarios, and that's the best way of creating an optimum outcome. I don't know, but that seems to make some more sense to me. See, I believe in higher selves. I believe that your higher self is guiding you through your life in very subtle, intuitive ways. But it's very difficult to listen to that guidance, I think. Seems like there's a lot of fog and confusion in this dimension. I think the path to salvation is more of an intuitive sort of thing anyway, because I truly don't believe that following a book of rules is the way that you should proceed in life, because what about the people that never had access to said book or have been indoctrinated into another religion? Because the Christians say Jesus is the only way you can get into heaven, but what if you're a Muslim or something? Like, surely it's just based on whether or not you're a good person, whether or not you would go to hell or heaven. Completely revolves around that, surely, because otherwise it's unfair, isn't it? Jesus is the only way into heaven. I mean, I've seen the near-death experiences, the videos. They're worth looking up, actually. And a lot of people say that Jesus saved them from hell, and they weren't Christian, and before that had happened to them, the near-death experience, calling upon Jesus would not have occurred to them. It seems to be like an instinctive thing that happens to them. They need to call upon Jesus, and then he comes and saves them. I'm on board with it, you know what I mean? It could be the case. Maybe Jesus is the saviour of mankind. But until I've actually seen and experienced something that suggests that to me, I'm still lost in the possibilities of whatever it is that is the case. So, I mean, it's difficult to have faith in something when you've not actually seen any evidence, and it really begs the question to me is, why aren't we shown, like not proof, but why aren't we all given an experience like that? Perhaps because we don't deserve it. It doesn't make any sense. If God were to love us, then wouldn't he show us the way? Because I don't feel like I've been shown the way, to tell you the truth. I've been shown a way, but I don't know whether it was a delusion. So, yeah, that's all that's on my mind right now. If you watched this far, thank you for watching. Have a good day.